Guys, I know I really wanted to be there live with you, or at least live virtually, but duty calls and I had to suddenly pick up and travel to Brisbane to cover another story. So I've decided to pre-record this, and I want to thank you and congratulate all of you for being a part of this amazing Rebel News live event. When I was asked to talk, I was thinking, what am I going to talk about? The truth is that over the last month, since October 7, my head has been fully consumed almost by what is playing out in Israel. And as many of you would know, just a couple of days after the horrific attacks from Hamas onto the people of Israel that saw about 1,500 people butchered and 240 plus kidnapped, I dropped everything and traveled straight to Israel to bring the other side of the story, because at the time I knew, it was a discussion that I had with Ezra, that whilst for the first day or two the world was really sympathetic to Israel's position, because how could you not be when we witnessed literally truckloads of terrorists breaching the border, going into Israel, followed by thousands of civilians who were looking to loot, rape, murder, behead, burn, some of the most horrific acts. So the whole world was with Israel. And I remember talking to Ezra at the time going, whilst this is a really bad time personally, and I feel guilty even saying that now, a bad time personally for me to drop everything and head to Israel, but there was just no real choice, because I knew that while the world was with us for about 24 hours, the world was compassionate to the victims of the worst loss of Jewish life since in a single day since the Holocaust. I knew that it wasn't going to last very long. And oh boy, was I right, because we can see now a month later and the narrative has certainly shifted, and there's many reasons why that narrative has shifted, and I'll get into that in a minute. But to me, it was important, not only as a Jew or somebody that served in Israel, or somebody who whose mother, brothers, my mother, my 5 siblings, my nieces and nephews, my hundreds of cousins, my grandmother live there, and I care not only about the existence of the only Jewish state, but I also care about my family right to live, because that's essentially what we're talking about. But as somebody, as a journalist who believes in the truth being told, even though it's unpopular, that my mission was to go there. And I'm glad we did, because I went there with Benji, my cameraman, who's here filming this now behind the camera, smiling. And he dropped everything, and obviously Benji doesn't have that connection, but he cares also about the truth. Benji has been around the world with me, including to Hong Kong, to cover the riots, the democracy, how did I call those riots? I fell for the narrative myself. The democracy protests of 2019, where that was very similar. That was personal to him, because that's his background. And as we got to Israel and we didn't know what to expect, we essentially head to we got there, we went to Jerusalem, and then we head south to the border. In the first week of being in Israel, it was a bizarre feeling, because I've spent a lot of time in Israel. Like I said, I've served in Israel, and you can actually read more about, I believe in the back room there, they have my book for sale. For those of you who haven't read or are more interested in my entire story, I talk about my experience of serving there. But in all my time, even during the Second Lebanon War where I served, I'd never witnessed the state of Israel in the kind of shock on every level that we witnessed when we got there after the horrific attack.